We are hosting it's for 2 days. We have, of course, more than just the gaming platform talks, and we are going to have a lot of good speakers from which were speaking at PDC and TechEd Europe. So a lot of good speakers there, and it's free of charge, so you don't have to pay anything. Just sign up and show up. And hopefully, what?
Where's that?
It's going to be at Reykjavik Nordica Hotel. So on the 26th and 27th. And like I said, we're going to have the speaker talking about the X&A platform. She knows it a lot better than myself. So, but she's going to be here and talk to the. Hopefully, we can set up a meeting with you guys, and she could come and talk and tell you more about it. That would be the best thing to do. So I'm hoping that will happen. Any more questions?
Yes. What is your email?
My email?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I wish it was simple, but no. It's v-siglyd@Microsoft. Because I'm a vendor at Microsoft, I don't get my name like Sigurjón at Microsoft, but
V-sig LYG.
yeah, it's v-sig, my first 3 letters in my name, and then LYD.
LYD.
YD, yeah.
At Microsoft.
At Microsoft.com. Yeah.
You might dash, you mean underscore, right?
No, dash.
Dash.
Yeah.
Bandstrik.
Bandstrik.
Oh.
So any more questions?
Surely there must be some way for Icelandic people to submit their games. I mean, just because we're here, I'm sorry, we don't take Icelandic games.
Yeah.
You can have your customer in Denmark.
Yeah, probably go to some other countries. Like you said, Denmark and Sweden and all of the Nordic countries. I think all of them, maybe not Finland, are well.
So there's ways around it.
I would guess so. I don't know myself, but I can find it out and hopefully get the information to you guys. But like I said, I'm hoping to include Iceland really soon. I don't know why they don't have Iceland yet, but hopefully we can push through, get Iceland in there. That would be the best thing to do. Anything more? I hope I made some gave you some information about it. But thanks.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Sigurjón. To keep up the tradition, I totally forgot to welcome you all to the second workshop of IGI Awards.
That's too much. I'm leading.
And today we're talking about game design, and for that we have Páll, who is from CCP, a game designer, and he's going to tell us everything there is to know about game design.
In the world.
In the world. Yeah.
Hey everybody, my name is Páll, and I'm a senior game designer at CCP, and I've been here at CCP for a couple of years now, from 2006. I joined the game design department at CCP in early 2007, and I've been involved in all these huge expansions, and the latest one, Dominion, came out on Tuesday, so everybody try it out. It's awesome.
Looking really great.
I know, it's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about who the game designer is, and then I'm going to go into the iterative design, which I try to learn and incorporate into CCP because it's awesome. And then like what I've learned in the past stuff as well. So the game designer, to explain like to my mother who wouldn't know what it means like when I tell her exactly what I do, so I try to use like the architect or the screenwriter, because the game designer is like the guy who creates the blueprint, who sits around and writes these huge documents and says like, must be out of paper instead of concrete, or writes a hit movie and wins an Oscar. Well, still. But there are a few qualities a game designer must have, and the most important one is to think critically. And that's not only about others, but upon yourself. So if you're doing anything that's involved game design, you have to be critical about what you're doing and ask yourself, why is this important? Why is this adding anything? Is this good? Is this meaningful? And so forth. You will never enjoy another game. Not a single one. Well, that's a lie though, but you will learn through a painful experience becoming a designer is that these games start popping out as like these really annoying things. But it's a good thing. It's something that moves from the subconscious level to the conscious level, where you're actually saying, they did a really bad thing there. While before it was just aggravating to play a game and you quit. And this is where it moves from the subconscious to the conscious level. But this is also a good thing, because you learn to learn from other people's mistakes this way, not just inside a company or within your friends or whatever, but from like different companies as well. See, like, they did this, we will never do this again. I hope they learn that too. So you're quick at seeing bad and good design in other games. I mean, this is not something that comes overnight. This is something that just evolves after you start designing and writing designs and being in this process for quite some time. And you have to have this ability to spot good ideas fairly quickly. This is again something that you will learn over time, because as a designer, people are coming to you and telling you, yeah, this is awesome, you should do this, because this is the most awesome thing. And then you're like, yeah, but... And they don't see that because you're involved with communicating with software QA artists, testers, and whoever to make sure that this works. And the others might nod and see like, yeah, this is awesome, but then you think, hey, wait, that would like kill the other 1,000 people there. Why would you want to do that? So this is like, incorporates all of the above. But the process is iterative. It used to be fairly linear, where you sat down in some big closet and thought about like, this is awesome, you do this, wrote 300 pages of some treatment that would be the game, and then you get the programmers to do a technical document about it, like, this will never work. So you usually spent like years on developing something that's never goes anywhere. And I like iterative because it gives you really fast response time from your idea until you can actually do something, and you will quickly, like this idea, move it forward and implement. But before you actually design anything, you need to have a few things in line. And one is the vision statement. Now this is like kind of like a small document which entails like it's going to be a first-person shooter, it's going to be a strategy game, and so forth. In this little document, everybody agrees on the vision for the game. It doesn't go into any detail. It doesn't tell you that you're going to click a button or it's going to be a mechanic or any formulas, and it's very abstract. So it's high-level overview, very abstract, short and concise. It's usually like a team will sit down and write this maybe in a course of a week and just make a conscious decision, this is what we're going to do with this. It doesn't go into any gameplay or anything like that. That's completely. However, the second, and I think the most important thing, is to have goals. If you set yourself out with no goals and just go and say, I'm going to make a game that's awesome, you will probably never reach the finish line, because you're always like thinking about that awesome thing that's never going to lift up to be anything. So failing to have goals will doom your project. Maybe not so dramatic, but it's good to have goals. Goals set the finish line. I mean, you have to have some end. You want to release update X. You want to have this functionality in the game. You want to have this, and so forth. If you do not have this, then why go the whole process? It determines the success criteria to a point. You want to be able to, when you release a game or an expansion or whatever, you want to have something that determines the success. Something that says, this added value, this made us X amount of money or whatever. I mean, and this is not mutually exclusive to the goals, but they kind of help each other out.